Special team to monitor price of consumer products. RM13 million seized in prostitution ring in Sabah. A very good evening and welcome. You're watching the evening edition of News on 2. I'm Adrian Seat. The Ministry of Domestic Trade and Cooperatives and Consumerism is urged to establish a special team to review the price of consumer products in the market. Deputy Prime Minister Dato Sri Dr. Ahmad Zahid Hamidi said this is to ensure that the price of goods does not exceed its actual rate. Dato Sri Dr. Ahmad Zahid said that the team is also to monitor the middlemen, which is feared to be one of the reasons which causes the increase in the price of goods.
Biar mengikut harga pasaran dan berlaku fluktuasi harga harus dipantau kerana kita dapati bahawa di bawah sana kos pengeluaran, kos pengangkutan, margin keuntungan telah diambil kira, tetapi kenaikan kos-kos berkenaan adalah di luar daripada kos-kos yang telah saya sebutkan. Artinya kos pengeluaran berbanding dengan harga pasaran ianya terlalu tinggi.
Dato Sri Dr. Ahmad Zahid said this in his speech at the opening ceremony of the Mega Sale Carnival 2017 at Bulatan Amanjaya in Ipoh, Perak. Now, based on a survey done, the wholesale and retail sector index recorded an increase of 7.4%. Of the total, the retail banking subsector also increased to 10.4% in the third quarter of the year, which proves that the country's economy is improving. Deputy Prime Minister Dato Sri Dr. Ahmad Zahid Hamidi agrees with the suggestion by Federation of Peninsular Malay Students, or GPMS, to set up a National Education Commission. This is to regulate the country's education policy and to prevent it from constantly changing. The Deputy Premier said that students are regarded as national assets and therefore must not be treated as lab rats with each leadership change in the Education Ministry and Higher Education Ministry.
Saya amat mendukung jika Suruhanjaya Pendidikan Negara mahu diusulkan supaya segala dasar yang ditentukan oleh Suruhanjaya ini, yang selama ini melihat bahawa dasar pendidikan negara atau dasar-dasar yang berkaitan dengannya jangan perlu berubah apabila menterinya berubah. Jangan jadikan murid-murid kita dan pelajar-pelajar untuk dimasukkan dalam makmal ujian. Mereka bukan bahan uji kaji. Mereka adalah aset-aset negara kita yang harus terus diperkasakan. Jangan ada agenda pribadi di dalam sektor pendidikan. Jangan ada pemikiran yang sempit. Kita mesti membangunkan bangsa kita dan negara kita.
He did not blame any minister and instead even lauded their contributions to the education system, but believes that the system would benefit best if the National Education Commission was formed. He said this at the launch of the 63rd GPMS General Assembly in Kelanajaya. Currently, the country has the Education Services Commission, or ESC, which only looked at education schemes and not policies. Sabah Immigration Department seized RM13 million from a suspected prostitution syndicate and arrested 3 men in Kota Kinabalu in the early hours yesterday. In an operation codenamed Op Gegar, the trio, aged between 30 and 50 years old, were detained for suspected involvement in the syndicate at a hotel. Immigration Director General Dato Sri Mustafa Ali said one of the men was a Filipino and the others were locals.
Tangkapan telah dibuat dan kebetulan ada seorang lagi. Semasa kita membuat pemeriksaan, menemui seorang lagi. Masa tangkapan 3 orang itu, wanita yang tanpa dokumen yang sah, itu pun kita telah tangkap. Jadi keseluruhan tangkapan seramai 21 orang.
He added the operation also led to the discovery of 17 foreign women believed to be forced into prostitution by the syndicate in Sabah at the hotel. He said this after witnessing the passing out parade of immigration officers who had completed basic training course at Malaysia Immigration Academy. Now, the case is being investigated under Section 13 of the Anti-Trafficking in Persons and Smuggling of Migrants Act 2007 and Anti-Money Laundering, Anti-Terrorism Financing and Proceeds of Unlawful Activities Act 2001. 50 people from 30 orang Asli families in Kampung Sangwai, Post Brok in Gua Musang, Kelantan had no choice but to evacuate from their homes following landslides. Now, the decision was made after the situation had worsened due to rain and mud floods inching closer to their houses, making the area dangerous to live in. The residents were now temporarily staying in community halls and suraus, and some have also moved to other villages. They also lodged a report on the same day with the Lojing police station, blaming the landslide and mud flows on the vegetable farming that was carried out on the hill.
Kami harap kami orang kampung ni semua pihak lah dapat bantu kami untuk bagi tanah ni bagi berhenti lah, tak payah diteruskan. Kalau diteruskan lagi macam ni lah jadi. Kami takut lah, kita takut juga lah.
This was the fourth landslide to happen in the area since November 21st. In the last 3 months, frequent landslides and mud flows were reported to be a growing threat to more than 300 orang Asli from 120 families in Kampung Sangwai, located at the Lojing Highlands. 9 cases of typhoid fever has been detected in Long Urun in Kapit, Sarawak. One carrier of the disease was sent to Bintulu Hospital for further treatment. According to Health Director General Dato Dr. Nur Hisham Abdullah, the epidemic situation is under control and no cases of death have been reported thus far. Preliminary investigations at the locality revealed that the water supply system was not functioning properly. He added that plans for repair work by the Sarawak Health Department, in cooperation with other parties involved, would be carried out in the near future. Investigations also to identify the exact source of the outbreak of infection is still ongoing. Typhoid fever is transmitted through food and drinks contaminated with the bacteria Salmonella typhimurium. Now, patients who are infected will develop symptoms such as a high fever, headaches, lack of appetite, nausea, vomiting, abdominal pain, difficulty in passing stools or diarrhea, and some rash mainly on the neck and stomach. Prime Minister Datuk Sri Najib Tun Razak today said he was shocked by the terror attack at the mosque in Egypt on Friday, which have killed 235 people. The Premier, in his message on his Twitter account, said he was horrified by the attack on innocent worshippers at the Al-Rawda Mosque in Egypt. International media reported that at least 235 worshippers were killed and 100 others were wounded in a terrorist attack on the mosque in the north of Sinai province, targeted during Friday prayers. It added that no groups have claimed responsibility over the attack as yet. Meanwhile, Egypt President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi strongly condemned the attacks launched by extremist groups on the Al-Rawda Mosque. He said that the attack was aimed to foil the attempts taken by Egypt in combating terrorism. Abdel Fattah said this in a special statement following Friday's attacks. Now, Malaysia's embassy in Cairo today confirmed that there have been no reports of Malaysians being involved in the terror attacks at a mosque in Egypt. Wisma Putra, in a statement today, said that the Foreign Ministry, through the Malaysian embassy in Cairo, will continue to monitor developments related to the incident. The statement said that the Malaysian government strongly condemned the attack on the Al-Rawda Mosque. The government also expressed their condolences to the Egyptian government, its people and their families and victims involved in the incident. Wisma Putra said for further inquiries, members of the public can contact the Malaysian embassy in Cairo at +202 3761 0013 or +2012 0027 6388 or through an email at mwcairo@kln.gov.my. Tabung Haji is still waiting for an official statement from the Saudi Arabian government on the ban on photo and video taking at Islam's two holiest sites, the Masjidil Haram in Mecca and Masjid Nabawi in Medina, as reported by several news portals. Now, Tabung Haji chairman Datuk Sri Aziz Abdul Rahim said once the matter has been confirmed by the Saudi Arabians, Tabung Haji will issue an official statement on the matter.
Tunggu surat resmi, kita akan follow according to the instruction. Saya fikir, saya tidak tahu, tapi kalau tanya saya, ialah macam ia mengganggu. Kalau kadang-kadang kita tengah tawaf, orang bergambar, dia buat video. Jadi memang sedikit sebanyak mengganggu lah.
He was met by the media at Baling, Kedah. A Malaysian parliamentary delegation today contributed 25,600 ringgit to two Malaysian non-governmental organizations operating in Cox's Bazar, Bangladesh, to assist Rohingya refugees. Now, the aid in the form of cash donations were handed over to the Malaysian Consultative Council for Islamic Organisation, or MAPIM, and Mercy Malaysia for the purchase of essential items for Rohingya refugees at the Kutupalong refugee camp, located about 35 kilometers from Cox's Bazar. Speaking to reporters after handing over the money to the two NGOs at the camp, Dewan Rakyat Deputy Speaker Datuk Sri Ronald Kiandi, who headed the delegation, said the collection was from MPs from both sides of the divide. He said the aid complemented a contribution of 25 tons of food to be shipped to the Halal Industry Development Corporation as part of its corporate social responsibility initiative. He added that the food aid is in the final process of shipment and should be ferried to Bangladesh via AirAsia or Malindo air flights soon. Coming up next, retirees advise not to be fooled by investment schemes. That story in a moment. You're watching News on 2. Stay with us. 72% of Employees Provident Fund, or EPF, contributors aged 54 have savings of less than 50,000 ringgit, and even more worrying is that half of them will spend half of their savings within only 5 years. According to Second Finance Minister Datuk Sri Johari Abdul Ghani, most of the retirees do not know how to manage their EPF savings and furthermore are easily scammed into investing in fraudulent schemes. Speaking at the Pameran Pelaburan Syariah 2017 in Kuala Lumpur, he also advised retirees to take advice from EPF officers before making any investment decisions. To date, over 500,000 people have been victims of various fraudulent schemes. The Johor State Government will hold discussions with developers on how to increase home ownership in the state. Commenting on the royal address by Sultan Ibrahim Sultan Iskandar that the prices of houses are high, with many people not able to afford them, Menteri Besar Dato' Muhammad Khalid Nordin hoped that both parties would come up with the best mechanism on assisting Johorians to own homes.
Secara umum yang sentuh mungkin perlu dikaji soal kesesuaian dasar yang diperkenalkan dan supaya dasar tak selalu berubah. So kita akan beri pertimbangan dan lihatlah. Tapi soal perkara yang dibangkitkan oleh Bank Negara itu pun dalam perhatian kerajaan negeri. Dan kita akan cari jalan yang terbaik bagaimana kita boleh atasi soal rumah-rumah yang mahal yang tak terjual.
Speaking to reporters at the launch of a health camp in Bandar Baru, Permasjaya in Johor Bahru, Dato' Muhammad Khalid said the state government had also built affordable houses under the Rumah Mampu Milik Johor schemes priced 150,000 ringgit and below to help Johorians own houses. And that item on sports concludes this evening's edition of News on 2. In our top story, 13 million ringgit seized in prostitution ring in Sabah. Join us again at 12:30 tomorrow afternoon for more updates. Thanks for watching. Tamil Bulletin is up next. I'm Adrian Seed. Good night.